They come to me and they either have a location, a very specific location that they want to be, or a specific town that they want to be in, or even a neighborhood that they want to be in, right? And then some doctors are like, hey, like I'll go anywhere in the US thing. Like, just where should I go? Right. Which is, that's gonna be a lot of work. But what I talk to doctors about is, look, number one, we want to let the data guide the process, but data is a chicken and an egg scenario, right? I could go and I could tell you the exact street corner that's going to yield you the best results possible for your practice. Is there something available there? I don't know. Like, do we want to chase the ghost and hope that something comes up available at that specific location, or can we be very successful in an available location that's close to that area? Right. And that's what I talk to doctors all the time. I'm like, look, I can pull data on your entire state and we can find out, okay, in Michigan, where is the best place to go? But you're going to then have number one, it's going to be expensive to pull all of that data. And number two is, it's a lot of that data is going to be rendered useless because you're going to go into one location. Right. So I always say, let's do hone it into a few areas that, you know, from a personal standpoint, you'd like to live. You feel like it's going to be a good market. Do a little bit of digging to make sure that you're going to be comfortable in this area and do what you're hoping to do. And then sit down with people like yourselves to make sure there's availability in that market, so that we aren't pulling data before we know that. We want to make sure there's an option, so that when we pull the data, if there is, hey, this does look very good, that they can pull the trigger, right? Because timing in a lot of markets across the US is extremely important. So you want to be ready to go when the data comes back and says, yeah, this is a good market. But I usually say, take things segment by segment, right? Let's look at these smaller areas. As long as there's availability and that there's options for you, if the data comes back as good, right? If the data comes back as bad, then let's move to the next area. Right. But everybody has, that place that they're like, hey, I'd like to be here, that from a personal level, my family has good schools, whatever that may be. And let's start there. And make sure, hey, is there an option for us to move forward with? And then we can expand out from there. Now, that is, again, probably the most fiscally responsible way to go about it, but it also takes some knowing of where you want to be. If you are actively and completely open, then I would pull a larger area analysis